Hey there, and welcome to another edition of Outdoor Studio with me, Jeremy Gray. I'm out here because I've got 3 kids and they're not going to be quiet so I can make this video for you all. So bear with me with the changing light and the possible sounds of my dogs rustling in the leaves or the creek flowing. And let's get right into this video. Canon really threw me a curveball today because I wasn't expecting to get as excited about these R5 camera specs as I did, and I'm kind of happy about it, honestly. Now, we've had rumors about the R5 for a while now, and those were rumors, so I kind of chose to ignore them. I wasn't really paying them much attention because I much prefer when the camera manufacturer actually officially releases data and specs and design and whatever else about the cameras or lenses that I want to hear. And for a while, a lot of people thought the specs for the R5 were pretty unreasonable and unrealistic, all those rumors. But today they confirmed that a lot of those really good rumors are actually true. But there's of course some data missing, so we've got to wait for that. But at first glance, this camera looks fantastic. Just some housekeeping I want to get out of the way. I am in no way a professional filmmaker or cinematographer or videographer, YouTuber, whatever term you want to use. I am not that professional. I am simply an enthusiast who is looking to dabble into filmmaking more. I'm a photographer first. I've been a photographer for, I want to say, my whole life, but professionally 10 years, and it's what I do. Filmmaking or YouTubing, whatever, video making is something that I'm trying to get into and that I'm learning more about. So these opinions are not coming from a professional filmmaker's standpoint. I'm simply just a guy who loves taking photos and really wants to do more video. So a major thing they're doing with the R5 is now you can shoot in 8K apparently internally and 4K, and in those two mode settings you're not going to get the crop. On the M50, if you shoot 4K footage, you get a crop and you also lose your dual pixel autofocus. I never use the 4K on the Canon M50 pretty much for that reason, because I don't really like manually focusing my videos too often, especially because I'm typically vlogging, and I definitely don't want it to crop in if I'm trying to vlog. So it's a feature that I've stayed away from, and it's even a feature that they have on the EOS R, which is a pretty expensive camera, and they still crop in on the 4K. So they're finally removing that from the R5, which is really, really awesome. Another amazing feature that Canon is finally adapting, because everyone else pretty much has it, is the in-body image stabilization, or IBIS, whatever you want to call it, whatever they're going to trademark it or whatever they have to do. But that means that the camera itself, the body, is going to have stabilization in it, where you won't have to rely on the lens's stabilization because some of the primes don't even have that. And they've also said that the body working with the lenses is going to produce even better or more stable video, because you're going to have the internal body stabilization as well as the lens stabilization working together and just getting you a smooth image for handheld. I'm not going to say in any way this will replace like a gimbal, say, but that's really nice that they're adding the in-body image stabilization. Something else exciting is you can shoot 120 frames per second in 4K. That's going to be super high resolution slow motion footage, which is really, really cool. I could shoot 120 frames on the M50, but it drops it down to 720p, not even 1080. So being able to shoot 120 in 4K is going to be really awesome. And I know something a lot of people are concerned about is, will there still be audio included in that? And I don't know. Nobody knows yet. We have to wait for that information. So it appears that Canon listened to the voices of the many, and they added a dual card slot to this camera. Now that is something they left out of their EOS R and EOS RP, and it's something that Nikon left out of their Z6 and their Z7. Now, it never bothered me too much because nowadays I don't really use a dual card slot, but I definitely understand why it upset some people, because a dual card slot is really important if you're shooting important stuff. Like when I used to shoot weddings, I was always using 2 cards and copying. It was just the, mirroring the one card, so image would go to both cards. I've got it double backed up. It's nice like that. And I can understand why people would be frustrated, because if someone's shooting something important, a political event, a wedding, whatever it may be, you want to just have that guaranteed backup and that nice little extra peace of mind. So for the 2 card slots, one is a CF Express, which is essentially just a QXD card with a new name, and then an SD UHS-2 slot, which is really nice to have the option to shoot either or. I am not sure, and I don't think anybody's sure at this point, whether or not like the 8K footage has to go to the CF Express slot. People are saying that it's probably not going to be able to go to the SD UHS-2 slot. I don't know, but I'm just glad that I have the option of using those SD UHS-2 cards, because I already have a bunch, and CF Express cards are pretty pricey. Now, on the topic of memory cards, something that has kind of had me on the brakes for buying a Nikon Z6 because I have been flirting with the idea of a Z6 for over a year now. It's what I want to get for my new stills camera, and I just haven't yet because it's just not the right time. But also the QXD, CF Express, whatever slot kind of bothers me. I, like many other people, have a ton of SD cards and SD UHS-2 cards, whatever you want to call them, and I don't really feel like investing, you know, a few $100s in just a handful of cards. You know, some of the higher gigabyte cards are very, very expensive, and it's a lot. So I do appreciate the R5 for having the option, and I understand the SD UHS-2 cards are pretty pricey as well, but it's just nice that I'm not going to have to then also get the extra card reader. Most laptops take the SD card in the side, you know, stuff like that. Now this is in no way a comparison video to Nikon or anything, but another thing that the R5 is going to do that the Nikon Z6 does not is shoot 10-bit video internally, while the Nikon shoots 8-bit internally. And I know that if you attach a recorder and Atomos, Ninja, all that stuff to the Z6, you can get, was it 12-bit? But what if I don't want to attach a recorder to get the higher quality video? And again, I'm in no way an expert. There is a difference between 8-bit and 10-bit. Has a lot to do with color space and other stuff like that. I'm not the pro, don't ask me, but I just think it's nice as I delve more into video and learn more about it that I'll have those options there with the R5 if I were to get an R5. Another thing that's held me back from buying a Z6 is I've flirted with the idea of switching to Canon ever since I got the M50, and I've been super happy with it. Because in my mind, if I could be this happy with an APS-C mirrorless camera from Canon, I'd probably be pretty happy with their full frame bodies and, you know, higher end lenses and etc, etc. So I really flirted with the idea to switch to Canon, and this is kind of pushing me in that direction, not gonna lie. Now I also want to clear up that I'm not looking at the R5 as some kind of like beginner's camera. I don't think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna have a pretty high price tag on it for most people. It's probably gonna fall between $3,000 and $4,000, probably in the middle somewhere, like 35 or 36. I have no idea. There's nothing out about that. This is what people are speculating, and I also speculate that as well, considering the EOS R is already a $2,000 body. The R5 is definitely going to be more expensive. And I'm not looking at this as some toy to pick up to learn filmmaking with. I want to be very clear that if I were to switch to the R5, I'd be switching, period. I would sell my Nikon equipment and buy Canon equipment. So while yes, I'm very excited about these video features, I would also be switching to Canon to take my stills with, and it would be my primary stills camera as well. The M50 was kind of like the learning experience for me. This was like the test. It's a cheaper, you know, consumer camera, but it still produces good quality, and I got it to start vlogging with and making videos with, and it's been a very, very pleasant experience. So what does this all mean? I'm not sure. We still need more information. I need more information. I need to see how this performs with still photos as well, aside from video. I'm not gonna, you know, make any major moves just yet. I'm still gonna keep my Nikon equipment for now. And I'm gonna be honest, it's a very hard thing for me to switch from Nikon to Canon because I am pretty loyal to Nikon for shooting stills. I do love Nikon. I love the color reproduction that Nikon has. It's just, Nikon has beautiful colors. Canon does too, but again, it's preference. It's really just preference. One is not better than the other. So that about wraps up this video. I'm just super excited about the R5 details that got announced, so I just had to make a video about it. Again, I'm not a professional cinematographer, filmmaker, or whatever, but I'm just really hyped about the direction Canon is going, and I cannot wait to see more. So thank you for watching. I would love to talk about this camera and this like announcement and specs. Leave a comment down below and let's talk about it, because I could read and read and read and watch YouTube, but nothing's better than a real conversation about stuff. So drop a comment down below about the R5. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you think it looks amazing or like a load of, you know what I mean. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for the next one. Exciting stuff coming to the channel. I've got in my hands something that FedEx just dropped off. It is Sigma's 16mm f1.4 M mount lens. That is a native mount for the Canon M50, and that is super exciting. I watched a couple of reviews on this lens and read some stuff, and it looks fantastic, so I'm super excited to try it out. I got it on rental from lensrentals.com, who are not sponsoring this video. I just really like the service they provided so far, and I'm so hyped to use this lens. I've got it for a week, and I'm going to put it through the works because we're in quarantine, so perfect time to be playing with new gear. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.